So frequently I have seen TikToks from people on the right, and I say frequently, like it's happened several times over the last 3 or 4 years, where they're like, oh, there was this huge law enforcement operation and all of these children were rescued and the police arrested, busted like a child sex trafficking ring or something like that. But I bet you're not going to hear about it because the mainstream media is not going to cover it. Strongly implying, I guess, that the mainstream media is full of child sex offenders and encourages this type of behavior, and that all of the people who are arrested for this kind of behavior are Democrats and people on the left. The statistics don't bear that out, though. The vast majority of them are straight conservative, Christian, evangelical, Republican white men. But I saw another one of these this morning where some, yokel was talking about this operation that happened in Texas, where 244 people were arrested and 109 children were rescued in a Texas operation to shield. It was a child exploitation ring. And so I found an article about it in the Austin American-Statesman, because at first I saw that video and I was like, well, let's make sure that actually happened. Because they also just make shit up like this all the time. So what did I do? That's right, I did my own research. I found an article dated yesterday, June 11th, 2025, in the Austin American-Statesman newspaper for Austin, Texas. And the article is somewhat vague. However, let's just go through it. Local FBI task forces in North Texas, yes, the liberal stronghold of North Texas, announced the rescue of over 100 children, along with nearly 250 arrests involving online sexual exploitation. First of all, incredibly amazing work to rescue over 100 kids who are being subjected to that kind of activity and that kind of abuse. Truly, that's incredible. Legit amazing. The operation, called Operation Soteria Shield, took place throughout April 2025 and used the expertise of computer crimes investigators. So the operation lasted about a month and involved apparently primarily computer crimes. In addition to the arrests and rescues, law enforcement seized extensive volumes of digital evidence, including terabytes of illicit data stored on electronic devices that were used in the commission of these crimes. As the devices continue to undergo forensic analysis, more arrests may be made and more victimized children may be identified. Around 70 law enforcement agencies assisted in the operation, and they list a bunch of them. A total of 244 individuals have been charged with exploiting children for the purpose of sex trafficking or pornography. The operation led to the rescue of 109 children. Brought together 70 agencies. They're reading from a press release kind of thing. We had a common goal, which was to rescue children from abuse and exploitation. This was not an easy operation, but a necessary one. That's an FBI special agent from Dallas. The FBI and our law enforcement partners will continue to protect the children in our communities, and we will hold child predators accountable for their crimes. Rothrock also noted, that's the FBI guy, that threats to child safety have moved past the concerns of generations like his, in which children were cautioned against faceless strangers that might try to contact them or cause harm on the street. Instead, predators now have access to children, to victims through technology. Online exploitation of children is one of the most insidious crimes we face as a society. It reaches into every community, crosses every boundary, and leaves lasting harm on its own. First of all, the main takeaway that I have from this article is there are a lot of fucking perverts in Texas. The FBI and this task force spent 1 month hunting for them in North Texas and found almost 250 of them. That squares with my experience of living in rural Ohio, which was also a very conservative area. Through this operation, we not only rescued children from unimaginable abuse, but we also sent a clear message. Those who seek to harm children online will be found and brought to justice. Our work is far from over, but this effort has made our communities safer and brought hope to those who need it most. It was a massive team effort, protecting our kids and holding offenders accountable. The collaboration of agencies involved in the operation began 10 years ago. Authorities say sex offenders never actually meet their victims face to face. Which I understand if it's online and you're like soliciting images from kids, I guess. Where were the children? Where were the 109 children living who had been rescued? Where were they rescued from, and where were they rescued and taken to? Anyway, a phenomenal effort by the FBI and 70 other law enforcement agencies in the state of Texas. But boy, howdy, Texas, sounds like y'all got a pervert problem down there, so you might want to work on that.